All right. Skylar has peed and we're at the crick catch.
Yeah, and I'm
Michael.
Skylar. Yeah. So, actually, I have a question.
Yeah.
You have like a pair of protective glasses sitting next to your toilet.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just like, so there's the toilet and there's like the little counter next to it.
I
and
can
there's,
see where you might
there's
think
just a
there was
pair-
maybe some issues in the bathroom.
It's like, what required those protective glasses?
Honestly, that was weed eating.
Oh, okay. In the restroom?
Hey, man, sometimes you gotta trim. So those are, funnily enough, those are actually like handball eye guards.
Is that what they?
But I was out weed eating one day, and
Shit kept hitting you.
I had a rock that was in the lawn, and it came up and it hit me in the cheek, and I was like,
Hey, I always put glasses on when I do yard work.
yeah. So I came in and got my eye guards, because those things, like especially those things, are really resilient. Like they're made to take
Yeah.
getting hit. In fact, I've been hit in the face with a handball, and it hit me hard enough that it knocked the eye guards off of my face and knocked the nose piece out of the eye guards, and the eye guards cut the bridge of my nose.
Ugh.
So I always wear eye guards.
Well, you were with me there before I wore eye guards.
Oh yeah, you got hit with the racquetball.
Well, so I was really good at playing off the back wall. Like, I would always send that fucker back. And I just took one step too many and walked right into the wall as I was popping the ball back up, and it just poof, right in the eye. And I had a black eye for a couple days.
Didn't that also like mess with you because of your contact? Wasn't
Yes,
that
it messed a lot of things up, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So wear protective eye guards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh look.
Oh, it's the booby flexing
Yeah.
guy. Actually, man, I gotta say, like, going back to the gym and stuff lately, because I've only been at it a month.
Oh, are you at the flex point where you can make them dance?
Oh, I could do that before, like, even just doing some push-ups, like, as soon as I would engage the pec. I used to be a string bean motherfucker, and then I started working out a ton, and I got pecs, because I will always remember that day. It's like, you looked over, you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, you were like feeling yourself up.
I was like, I've got, like, chest muscles now.
Which, to be fair, everyone who works out does that at some point, especially if it's fresh. They just don't do it in public, in front of everybody.
I wasn't in public. I was just in your room. It was only the two of us.
It
Michael.
was public enough.
Fuck you,
Well-
Phoebe.
Well, Phoebe dead.
Yeah. But I've been at it a month, and like my forearms are changing. I just have like this little line muscle now in my forearms that I didn't have before.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how, like, you know, if you just do it a little bit, you know, like it starts to add up over time. I mean, and everybody's obviously, you know, body configuration is different, so
Yeah.
you're gonna see different results at different rates. It was like our friend Spencer.
Oh God.
Who,
Got
like-
sick and like lost 20 pounds.
No, he didn't get sick. He went to Europe for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh no, he got sick at one point too, and like
did he?
lost weight. Yeah, but
Because
that
I just,
also happened.
because I remember, like, the one that I remember was that he had, he went over to Poland, and so this buddy had been working out real hard. He'd put on, you know, he's very slender build, tallish, like 6 feet, I think. 6
He's
feet or
taller
so-
than me.
Yeah. But you know, he weighed like maybe 150, 160, and it's just he's super high metabolism, and you know, he had worked so hard to put on like 10 pounds even of just of muscle, and going to a place or being in a condition of different nutritional value just for a short amount of time, like, sapped a lot of that weight off because his body just ate through it. So
Yeah.
there is obviously a degree of difference there, but for the most part, like, you know, if you put work in even a couple times a week, you'll eventually see some results.
Yeah, because I'm only going 3 times a week, and then this week is the first week that we started calorie and like macro tracking too. So just to keep track. What are you doing?
I don't remember.
Do you not need to go left? Or no, that's where you came
that's
from.
how it came from. Presumably that's, I don't know where that opened up the next way up. Cool.
Great.
Gonna play this song and dance again, Captain Mac and Cheese.
Yarr. So, because you were saying you lowered like your reps but upped your set.
Oh yeah, like I started doing more like 4 or 5 reps for
that's what we do.
for like 5 or 6 sets. So I mean it equates out the same, but it's an easier energy burn for me. Like
I agree.
be like
I feel like you get better reps that way too.
Personally, I feel that way, and like, I mean, I can still get a really good burn with that particular, and I guess I'm sorry if you're not interested in this, but I am. So, but I actually think it's a good conversation to be having, because I think there are a lot of people out there.
We play games and we work out. And next time I'll talk about how I love the Houston Texans football team. Oh no!
No, we're not talking about that. Only because I literally have no input on that subject at all, because my sports knowledge is very weird and specific. But I think there are a lot of people who would, maybe like to get into better shape, especially. I mean, I know as a kid, like me being really into games, and actually, my knees are kind of goofy, like just genetically.
You get, like straight up bowed legs, don't you?
No, that's bowed legs are where they're like out, like you've been riding a horse for too long.
Oh, that's what my legs do. Oh shit.
No, my knees lean in a bit naturally, and like I'm sure when I say that, somebody is going to be like, oh, that's because you're, I can't remember what it is, but there's essentially like a muscle or like some ligaments and stuff that if they're weak, can gradually pull the joint inward. But it's not that. Like, it's literally when my knees are bent, my kneecaps actually stick out about, they actually, like, rather than have my kneecap be it's straight in line with my femur, it actually is turned like 15 degrees outside. So like my whole lower leg actually swings differently. And when I was a kid, nobody ever noticed that. So like, I mean, I was already like a bigger kid, but running wasn't just hard for me. Running like actively hurt after a certain amount of time, because my knees don't take distance stuff well, and I mean it's something I always have to watch out for. Okay.
It's like, oh, we've done this once or twice.
Yeah.
Go back down to the left. Can you jump over that little thing?
Yeah, I can, but there's like...
Can you bomb that chicken?
You can't bomb enemies. But that's also 2 spaces, not 1 space. Can't do that. But, so like, from a very young age, I was put off from really getting into athletic stuff. And I mean, I'm not a very team-minded person to begin with anyway. So that's certainly a factor. Which motherfuck. This, I swear.
Where do we need to go here? Because
I'm sure it's something obvious that I'm missing, and my brain is just so. Well, maybe not. What the fucking what?
Wait, go down. Fight this little thing. Can you Can you grapple on those little rocks?
No. Nice try. But,
It's a window.
But, yeah, so, like, I mean, and I liked games and stuff like that, and so I kind of became, like, the stereotypical, like, nerdy, non-active kid. And then, you know, then I was a band kid on top of all of that, so, like...
Try and do the claw. Amused me.
Oh,
It's like too
you
far,
actually...
isn't it?
Oh, you mean the gray rock. I thought you were right, yeah. For some reason, my brain was thinking you meant these rocks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a good call.
Yep. I got you, bro.
Yep. Brain is mush.
It's okay, I'm paying attention now. We're all
Yeah.
good.
Yes,
I'm like-
Skylar's gonna carry us through these last. We
Carry
are.
the team
We
on my
are.
back.
We're in the home stretch. Like we're in the final dungeon. We got 2 more elemental bosses, and then like I don't
Yeah,
know.
because
Doom.
like right before this, you were just like, "Hey, you know we're in like the final dungeon, right?" You're like, "Yeah, I feel like I knew that."
Yeah. If only it were more interesting and not just like a tile rehash of everything
Yeah.
else. But
This game.
I think the working out conversation isn't a bad one to have.
No, and actually, one thing like, so, and let's see if you agree, because I think, because what you're getting at is that things like lunges are very hard for you, right?
Yeah, so I've had to find ways around a
Yeah.
lot of those exercises.
You can still do squats, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have to be more careful about my foot placement and things
Yeah.
like deadlifts. I found out there's a thing called a trap bar, which, okay, so for everybody else's benefit, deadlifts are the thing where the bar is on the ground, with all the weights on it, and you grip it, and you kind of squat down and lift it up using a mixture of your legs and your back. And then you lock your hips forward at the top of the lift, and then you put it back down. And one of the big complaints about that is very often that like people scrape their knees and stuff along the bar, and as a result, there's a lot of different approaches
Just remembered this boss.
to yeah. Whoop, 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 whoop,
This is
whoop,
the one
whoop,
where
whoop,
like
whoop.
the one of them is just like fucking off until you kill his brother.
Yeah, he's just like, I see you out of the corner of my eye, but I don't really care.
Sorry if I'm sniffly, everybody.
But so a trap bar, and there's also different like types of deadlift forms these days. Like there's what are called sumo,
lift.
which is where you actually have a really wide stance, which actually I haven't done yet, but I'd like to because
Really good. For
well, because my legs already kind of default to a wider stance because of my knees. But there's what's called a trap bar, which you have this like hexagon, and then at like 2 opposing points of the hexagon, there's the 2 bars for loading the plates, and then there's grips up on top. And so you actually stand in the middle of this thing, and then lift upward from there, and it changes the muscle usage a little bit, but it gets you a little more direct push down, and that felt way better on my knees. He still just doesn't give a shit, he's like,
yeah, until you chop off that section of the body.
yeah, it's like that. Ted's gone, but kind of had shitty breath, and he's kind of an asshole anyway. Maybe this won't be so bad. But so like a lot of my like travel, my journey to working out and like really enjoying it has been built upon figuring out all of these things that are like weird about my body. And it's one of the biggest things I see happen at the gym, because I see like newcomers all the time, and they're usually with someone else. And one of the worst things for somebody,
He should just fly off now. He's like a full dragon.
Yeah.
He's perfect.
he's like, man, I'm balanced again.
Yeah. One of the worst things for people.
But one of the worst things for people is like if they're in there like with a friend or something, and their friend doesn't know what they're doing. And like I know this is a weird conversation to have on what is ostensibly a video game show, but like if you're into working out, and if you want to get someone into working out with you, please,
Why are you?
please.
Oh, I know.
No, I need to actually go the other way. Please, like, think about the things you don't know about their body and take that into account. You can't just throw more weight on a thing. You can't just, like, tell them to do it harder, because everybody is going to have a different build. Everybody's going to have different muscle strengths and muscle weaknesses.
Yeah, roommate and I have had to reconcile on a couple things just because our bodies move different.
Yeah, and if you force it, if you try and tell them to do more, one, you're teaching them badly, and they're going to hurt themselves, and you're going to then kind of by extension be partially responsible for them hurting themselves. And I mean, that's just not a fun time for anybody. And like, working out can be a very rewarding thing.
It can be a lot of fun too. I've really enjoyed myself. And it's interesting that it took me this long to then get back into it and enjoy myself. But I'll say, and I'm curious if you agree with this. So I think there are some fundamental exercises that all around, if you do these, you're going to. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Next time on CritCast, you could ask me that question.
Yeah. All right.
Because we're at time.
More gym stuff next time. And this fucking level, it's gonna drop you into the previous level. That's a horse shit.
Next time on CritCouch, horse shit.